Oh, hey everybody. Fancy meeting you here. I hope that you had a lovely little intermission, and I hope you had fun watching that last run. Thank you so much again, Linear, for running through that. That game is a delight. And we have another absolute banger. This showcase, y'all, is all killer, no filler. And Cryostasis, while being a nearly forgotten horror game, we will all go on this emotional journey together. I have been told some things about this game and what to expect, and none of them are making sense. So, Astrid the Horror Girl is going to be running and maybe has some answers. And our wonderful BigScared will be giving commentary. So, if one of them could explain it to me, it would be great. But for the moment, I am ready to get chilly. So, Astrid, when you are ready, take it away with Cryostasis.
Hello, hello, everyone. It is I, Astrid the Horror Girl, and I've come to you with a chilly game about trying to stay warm. This is Cryostasis. It is a Ukrainian game that was unlisted almost as soon as it was released, which is incredibly unfortunate. And I'm excited to play it. And with me on commentary is the incredible BigScared.
Hello, hello. I'm BigScared. I am once again tipping my hat to you, Astrid. Thank you for the invite to join you on this journey into nightmares, dreams, and everything in between. I'm ready to get warm and toasty with you, gamer.
Absolutely. There's something that I want to say as the game is loading. I'm gonna press start here, but not to start the timer. We do start from a save. I will count down when we actually begin. But I want you to think, Jaypeg, who the villain of this game is, because you might have heard of the villain. They're a famous character, not Spider-Man, though Spider-Man is in this game. Who might that be?
You know, you told me that Spider-Man was in this game, and I'm really having a time processing that.
All right, the timer is going to start on the first movement here. So I'm going to start moving in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so first we're going to crouch under here. We're going to crouch right into this door frame, and we're going to super jump to just be on top of the map here, and then jump and go to the second to last room of the level. So normally there's a whole flashback thing that shows us how we got here, what we're doing here, but we skipped all of that, so we're just on this frozen ship for seemingly no reason since we skipped the story. And now I'm trying to get to the other thing here. Having a little bit of trouble doing, unfortunately. This part is always a, you either get it on the first try or you don't get it at all, and, you know, I'm speedrunning it for this thing, so it's gonna take a bit, I guess. Unfortunate.
The happy fun thing about this run is also the thing that can be frustrating about this run, in that the abuse of the jump mechanic through collision is incredibly unstable.
Yes. Yes,
and so
indeed.
There's a lot of potential for Astrid to get simply stuck in the geometry or get yeeted through it at an angle in which she may not be able to recover from as easily as we would hope. So even though there was a little bit of resistance on that jump through the floor into the next part of the stage, that was still really well done.
Thank you. So, as I said, this game is about being cold and trying to be warm. This is how we be warm. Behold, the fire is so nice.
It's so nice.
The radiance around it.
Yes. Here's where we make our first friend. So, we see a friend with torch. That's him over there. He's gonna notice us. He noticed us. He's lovely. And we're just gonna jump on his head.
Okay, so he's a Goomba.
Yeah. To get up here. Now we're up here.
You know, Astrid, you asked me what I thought the villain of this game would be, and my first guess is, with knowing the way that you do things, I'm assuming the villain is walls because we're getting out of them as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. I don't have time for the floor necessarily.
Yep. The floor is lava, the walls are lava, anything that is in bounds is lava.
Yes.
Would you like a hint on our huge star cameo that is our big bad?
Yes. I feel like I'm on The Masked Singer right now.
Yes. You may not know it, but Cryostasis is actually a Hades crossover.
Oh?
Yes. Couldn't you tell from what's going on?
Couldn't you tell? This is just what we go through on our way to fight our dad.
Yeah.
If we had watched the opening cutscene, you would know this. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
That's not true at all.
It's not true at all. I'm razzle-dazzling you.
See, here's the deal. You can say anything, because it's not like we're going to see it.
The plot of this game is actually really interesting. There was an accident. This is a very choice-driven game, and so there are 3 completely different endings. And the ways that you unlock them are, frankly, a little silly. Things like you gotta fix a pipe, and that changes your trajectory for the entire game. We are, of course, not going to be doing a lot of those optional things, and so we're pretty much always going to get the same ending every single time you run this game. But I want you to think about, as Astrid moves through here, how many opportunities to impact the story are we simply moving past because we're yeeting through walls?
And we're not
and through the ceiling. Pipes. And we're not fixing pipes. We're simply on a quest to get pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm so not smart. I've been looking at the branching pattern on everything, and my brain's like, why does everything look like it kind of has a palm tree pattern on it? No, it's ice. God. You're just not looking at it for long enough. I just thought everything had the Golden Girls wallpaper on it, okay?
Listen, the only thing I gotta say about that, Jay, is thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
I am traveling to, well, in the ceiling here, to the first instance, which would not be the first instance if we were playing normally, but in going into people's pasts and changing their destiny. We find dead bodies, and we get to play the moment that led just before they died. And we try to correct their errors. We're going into this guy because he has an axe and we need it. So that's what we're doing. So we found him up there, and these are the last moments that he had before he passed. So he was trying to do something to repair this pipe. Perhaps we will get some insight into what led to this individual's untimely demise. Now, this happened to a lot of characters. You'll see their dead bodies, you go in their head, and you replay their past and stuff. So this is just one of the many people who you do this for. So now we're being dragged somewhere? This is interesting. I wonder what happened to this poor soul on his way of doing his little diving ship repair duties.
I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah, poor guy. Certainly natural causes or something.
Yeah,
that.
Absolutely. Definitely not whatever's happening here.
Yes.
Hey, this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, just survival horror things. Don't worry about it.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
For instance, if you spend too long in there, this guy kills your friend and then kills you. But you can just take the axe and kill the person who is coming after you, and that's how his life could have been saved. And through that, I'm sure that you are closer to knowing who the final boss is.
Am I? This chat?
Yeah. while we gather around the bonfire here, I want to explain a little bit about how this healing mechanic works. Because I'm sure you might be a little like, about the fact that the torches restore health. And on one hand, sure, that does make sense, because if you're very, very cold, the warmth will keep you alive. But the reality of the situation is that these torches do not restore the same amount of health. Each of them has a slightly different regeneration rate, a slightly different maximum, and there is only one place in the entire game where you can get a full heal off of those types of things. And it's not a torch, it's a light bulb.
Well,
Yes.
that makes sense. I'm following. I'm understanding.
There's also some other layers here with the hot and cold. You'll notice Astrid is breaking icicles. There will come a time where she will need to collect them to use them as ammunition.
Yes, for our icicle gun.
Yes, because in the cold, the only thing scarier than being attacked is being attacked with something even colder than you are.
'Tis true. This part is always a tricky thing. We're gonna try and do this jump because you've seen the super jump, which is basically done by quick saving your game right before you jump. There's also the super crouch jump, which is the same thing, only you're crouching. I'm trying to do the super long jump, which is the same thing, only you're doing it while you are running. That is that one. So now we're trying to... So fall damage in this game is ridiculously severe. So you don't want to fall too far, like I did just there. This part is always a little bit tricky. So we want to fall, but we don't want to fall like that. Because the fall damage, as I said, is very severe, but there's places where it lets you get away with more than other places. And we're trying to find that very specific pixel right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit less of taking fall damage and a little bit more of if you simply fall from a height above however many pixels, it's auto death.
Yeah.
And so this is more of a consequence of being in the out of bounds, right? Like this is how the dev reconciles that.
Yeah.
But it does make it frustrating.
Yeah. This is always one of the moments whenever I run the game that's like, I never look forward to this particular part. It's just very mean. And
It's cool though.
yeah.
We're just chilling.
It's true.
Hey, did something happen there?
Yeah, there was a cutscene happening. But I didn't want to participate in that.
Just say no to cutscenes, kids.
Yeah. Okay. So this part's tricky. There's a little bit of blind out of bounds that we gotta do.
Let's go, gamer.
All right, there we go. And now we try to not get knocked by some of these things that have texture and collision and some of them that don't. Ultimately, we want to come and run over here. And I'm saving my, you're sprinting. It takes a while to recover. I'm saving it for a friend of mine who wants to hit me with his axe.
Sound very friendly.
Yeah, that axe swing is an instant kill too if it's the first one. So you wait for him to swing it and then you can just run past him and that saves the most amount of time. So now we're going to start getting into the really fun skips. In my opinion, that's most of the really hard stuff done. We're going to jump on this doorway, super jump over here. And now I'm gonna try to jump on this. Oh, that's never happened before.
She said the thing! She said the thing!
Cat!
Reset the clock!
Get it!
Indeed. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, wow, that's never seen that.
I'm so proud of you.
Let me just fall down here. And we're just gonna leave. I've had it with this level. I'm out of here. Just gonna jump through the ceiling to get to the final door in the level, basically.
You're right to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't want to participate in that whatsoever. There's so many enemies and things, but of course you wouldn't know that because we didn't bother with any of that. This is another level. Oh, this is where we meet Spider-Man.
Oh.
I just realized.
Spider-Man Jones in this economy?
Yeah, we got him for the Lady Arcaders event.
Now, chat, I need you to get your cameras ready to get your pictures of Spider-Man when he shows up.
Y'all, do you camera emotes ready? Feel ready for this?
Now, you might notice on the right side of the screen that Astrid is holding a gadget. That is our water gun. There are also the icicle ammunition icons. Each of those icicles represents one shot. It is somewhere in between a rifle and pistol sort of fire rate. It's quick, but it's not super fast, and so those will go through pretty quickly when she starts using them.
It's kind of like a super soaker.
Yeah, it's a constant stream that uses up the ammunition.
All right.
Boy, this game's real blinky, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this part is very flashing lights in particular. Let me grab this.
Hey, is
All
that
right.
guy down there okay?
Yeah, we'll go around him. Don't worry.
yeah, he's just hanging out. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna do this jump. And we're gonna try to get around this corner. We don't want it to push me back inbounds. There we go. And we're gonna try to do a super jump down to there.
Nailed it.
Now that switch is not meant to be pulled that fast, but you can, in fact, pull it that quickly. So why not? You know?
If you're Astrid, you can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just
So powerful, gamer.
you just gotta do that and just keep pressing the use button and the game goes, okay, I guess we can do it that fast. Why not? Now we're taking the elevator into another one of the trickier skips. In my experience, one of the ones that you either get it on the first try or it takes you far too many tries. And right after that, we will get to see Spider-Man, thankfully. So we can take the stairs, but I mean, why would we? We can just go through the floor. All right, we now have full ammunition on icicle gun. We're gonna try to get on this door. And the tricky part here is not to go falling all the way out. So we want to land on that little cabinet beneath us and then land on the ground, because landing on the ground is death.
I don't know how to explain this.
There we go.
but This game feels like it had, at its time, it had a game review that was like, this is the most terrifying game, and then it just goes on to describe the controls like that one Alien game.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like to me.
All right. So here's Spider-Man.
Look at him. There he goes.
Yeah!
Did you get your pictures?
You're right! It's him!
It's
The Man
him.
of Spider!
Yes. All right. I'm jumping right now because Spider-Man could get a lock on us. And that can, because we're not supposed to be up here without him being up here too, he can do things he's not supposed to. So now we're just gonna give Spider-Man a little squirt. Just a little cool down, wash off.
Yeah.
We should use almost all the ammunition on him to be able to cool off Spider-Man. There he goes. He's been sufficiently cooled off now.
Super Mario Sunshine reference there. It's just like the really red chain shops. Same thing.
And that's the end of that level against Spider-Man.
I love how we just looked at him and said, Spidey, chill.
Yeah, literally. All right, this is, in my opinion, the scariest part of the game. Not of the casual run, of the speed run. I always feel like I'm going to fall, and I hate that. So, here's what's gonna happen here. We are gonna hang out here out of bounds. There's the cup. That means that I'm close. We're gonna nudge forward to get into this room. And we're gonna try to stay in this room. Now we need to nudge ourselves out a little bit, but not fall. So that's the tricky part here, is nudging out just a little bit and then coming back in like that. And then we simply jump across to be over this abyss. There's some texture stopping us, so we're hugging the wall without falling. Again.
Happening.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to... Ooh.
Gaming
okay.
is occurring. Gaming's occurring.
Yes. Try to make this jump here, and that's the end of the level. Very good.
Beautiful.
Now, with stages this short, you might be wondering how long the game is casually. And I am pleased to report that this game will take you 8 to 12 hours?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, it's like a full-fledged story experience.
I'm just gonna come up here and try to swat the controls. There it is. And now we swatted the controls through the floor, and this door is gonna open and end the level for us. That's that whole level.
Cool.
We just poked our head through the floor and whacked until we got the end of the level.
I'm following. I'm not following, but I'm following. I'm aware things are happening, and I'm enjoying the ride.
We're doing the same here, kind of. We want to get through this floor. There we are. And that is just a sheer drop to our death, so we do have to lower this ladder. Take it down and open this door. Open this door. And now we're gonna hop onto this cabinet. And with this cabinet, we're simply going to jump into this room that was above that room. And this door is going to end this level. Just like that.
Gaming.
Yes.
You've gamed.
Gaming.
I have. This is definitely the intended experience for cryostasis. So now we're going to stand on this and hop up through the floor, and we end up in the ship's hospital's morgue. And we're going to open these 3 vents and stand over here and wait for this scene to finish. This is a scene where you realize that things have gone wrong. Basically, on this ship, you're following this tragic story about this crew that was in a little over their heads. They should have gone around this point of ice, but they did not. The captain insisted that they go forward. The first officer didn't like that and reported him, and HQ got back to them and said that he's going to have to he's going to be removed as captain when the ship returns.
Oh.
Which made the captain very depressed. And all of this infighting amongst the ship made everyone very, very depressed. And that's the end of this level as well, just jumping on doors. And that led ultimately to this nuclear ship to not be able to recover. break down and everyone get trapped on the ship and die in the ice. While this is happening, you are getting a narrative, a storytelling experience where you are told of a similar fable, an Eastern European fable about Danko, and how he was trying to lead people to safety, but people didn't trust him and ended up turning on him, even though he sacrificed everything to try to save everyone. So this is extremely unfortunate. I don't need you over there.
Yeah, this prop jump sure is the prop jump ever. This is probably one of the most difficult clips that Astrid's going to do in the run, just because the squirreliness of the prop she's using to break geometry it's so hard to manage. You got to get it in just the right position, you got to jump on it in just the right angle, and you got to jump off of it in just the right angle to get the clip that you need to progress.
I think I pushed it through, did I?
You did.
I did. All right.
Rude.
In that case...
You're supposed to go through, not it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This is... escape. Okay.
So while we contemplate this bundle of sticks, Jay, who do you think the big bad is? You've had time to simmer on this.
Yeah.
I have, and I'm not 100% sure that I'm any closer. I'm gonna go for the moment with Mr. Freeze from Batman.
Okay, okay.
It seems a reasonable guess.
I think that seems like a reasonable guess at this moment in time. I was thinking earlier that it may have been Perry the Platypus.
Perry would be an epic villain.
I'm gonna ponder some things. There's also, you know, the true villain of like yourself and loneliness and snow and things like that. There's a lot of options, is my point.
True, true.
What is this, a survival horror game?
Nah.
Surely they wouldn't do something metaphorical, like a
never.
survival horror game.
Here comes
They would
squirrely
never.
prop jump number 2, where Astrid's going to jump on a bag of trash,
Yep.
which is my contribution to the run. This is my teamwork right here. There I am.
Wow. No, you're not trash. You're great. All right. Let's jump over
That was
here
quick.
and end this level by jumping into where the level should be. All right. This one's also a pretty short level. We just got to make sure that we don't fall to our death. That's the idea here. Where are we? There we are. Okay. So, from here, this looks pretty simple. You just want to drop down. Sometimes when you drop down here, it puts you in the cold, blistering tundra of doom. And I hate that.
Were we not already in the cold, blistering tundra of doom?
Yeah, but the one that instantly kills you. Alright, we're just gonna jump into the cafeteria from there and end the level. So, yeah.
Cool.
Now is for the hardest one in the game. This is always one that I worry about. This is the run killer as it exists in my my splits and everything. This one I'm always a little worried about. There's 2 points in which this run can die. 1 second. Let me just get up here. And we're gonna get on this tipped over cafeteria table. Okay. Now this is why this gets tricky. So you want to knock down this fire extinguisher and stand on it. If the fire extinguisher doesn't fall where it's standing up like that, run's dead. It's over. And sometimes it doesn't land that way. And here's the harder part. We have to try to get over there to that cabinet without being shot to death by this enemy that shows up. So I'm doing a strategic quick load that will de-aggro him for a couple seconds. And that should allow me to jump on top of this cabinet. Uh-oh. that might be the end for me. We'll see, though.
We'll make it happen. Chat, we need your power. Lend your power. Believe in Astrid. Oh.
Hey, okay. I was able to save it.
Nice.
All right. Now we're going to try to super jump out of here. Nope, not quite. This jump is... We were on the floor of the room that we want to jump into. We want to jump on the ceiling of it. And the jump is a little tricky. So... it does matter the angle that you stare into this blackness. There we go. Because slightly off is gonna kill you. Now we have left. We're just gonna get over this furniture here, because over here is the end of that level. Excellent. Now the worst is behind us.
Which is weird to say in a horror game.
It's true.
We're just
now we have...
Big chillin'. How dare you? How dare you?
The dead silence that was met with was so worth it.
We're gonna go see a polar bear.
Polar bear. Bear.
That's right. Polar bear.
Baby.
That's a friend. He's so baby.
It is. All right. So that ends that level once we go and see the polar bear. And now we are on the second to last level of the game, where we see where everything went wrong. The captain decides, screw it, I'm just going to steer the ship and save us all, even though it's impossible. And the crew comes to stop him.
Open the door. What's wrong with you?
I'm trying to skip the cutscene, but it was finicky. And they come in and they ultimately shoot the captain, which is bad and ends as horrifically as you are going to see in a moment. This is the only cutscene coming up that you cannot skip. So
they were like, this one goes hard.
This one goes hard.
It does. This is Astrid's favorite experience in gaming. I'm not going to quantify it too much there because it just simply can't be quantified.
It's true.
And you'll understand when we get there. But there's some finicky movement she has to do to get there where basically the floor is ice, right? No, it's not. It's lava. You can't touch it. Don't touch that floor. You want to hop on railings onto the ledge of the building, onto like a little arm into a trigger point that is free floating.
Cool.
So basically, right around that dome, there is a little pixel that stops our fall. And I'm trying to land on it. And then it will bounce us and let us land safely. But,
yeah, that makes sense.
It's being a little finicky, as you can see. But, this is nothing new. There it is.
Hey!
So, that's the captain being taken to a helicopter that's going to pick him up. This cutscene also, actually, you cannot skip. It's the one after I was referring to. You can go around this cutscene, but it's faster to endure it than having to go all the way around the trigger for this thing. There's cutscene triggers all over this map. So if we avoided this one, we just get another one that's longer.
Oh, you thought you'd seen the last of me. More cutscenes.
Yeah.
I love cutscene roulette. It's my favorite part of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. So that one we endure because it's the fastest one to endure. And then here is the cutscene that cannot be skipped, as far as we know.
The beautiful art.
Yes. So, once again, they're taking the captain off the ship. This whole time, by the way, it is a nuclear sub. They've been having problems with it. They've been putting it off. They've been ignoring it. They've been bickering and infighting and having all these struggles. The reactor isn't looking too good. This guy was hoping to hitch a ride by helping these three be able to escape.
What about me? Did you forget about me? Don't leave me. Don't leave.
I'm saluting you for your service.
Yes.
Sorry,
farewell, good friend. And so whenever we found those parts of the stories that were narrated to be in line with Danko, this voice that you're hearing is the one that has been narrating those stories. We haven't heard any of them because I've been skipping them all, but this is the conclusion of what happened to the ship, as well as the conclusion of how that fable ends with Danko. That's the nuclear reactor blowing right underneath and going right into the escaping chopper.
Okay.
This is like such a horrifying scene in the context of like the whole game, and you realize it all comes down to this. And then the greatest thing I've ever seen in video games happen.
Yes. You're not ready. You're not ready. I hope you're ready to see just the greatest party you're ever gonna see.
Yes. And chat, Lady Arcaders, people hanging out with me, if you want to have a party where we just do this,
This is
just this, I would like to be involved in that party. Doesn't it look like really fun?
This is just what happens every time Yumi and Jaypeg end up on a run together. What are you talking about?
I was gonna say that this is us. I'm not sure how or why, but I'm so glad I'm here right now, witnessing this. I have so much to process. Who greenlit this? Who storyboarded this?
There's some narrative reasons why we're conjoined at the brain. And it has to do with the fact that we've been jumping into memories and altering the course of time. Which, speaking of, final boss fight.
Here's final boss. It is, of course,
Kronos!
as guessed, Kronos, the Greek god of time.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. I guess I could see that happening.
Now, this is the final test from Kronos. It has been revealed that we have been working for Kronos to try to set the past right, to try to save everyone in the ship. And in return, Kronos has agreed to save our lives. But this is where we prove, finally, that we can defeat Kronos. So this is supposed to be kind of like a boss memory match, where we try to know who Kronos is going to whack with his big ol' anchor thing, and get the best of him. And since it's a speedrun, I have in fact memorized where those enemies are going to be spawning, for the most part. It is a little tricky. There's a few that I get messed up. But for the most part, I've got this.
And this is a cycle-based fight, so if you happen to miss the spawn the first time, it will be tricky to recover. They spawn the same, more or less the same position every time, but if you don't deal with them immediately, the enemies get squirrely, they move around, Kronos smacks them, you gotta do extra repetitions, extra cycles. And it just extends the fight in a really tedious way. But if you do it really quickly, it's just a really cool game of dodgeball.
Truly.
The game, like, inform you of these mechanics before you get here?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Nope.
I thought that would be the case.
But good news, we're worthy, and we have just defeated Kronos.
So, what Kronos does here is give us an end choice. Whose decision do we want to change from those 3 central spinning head figures that we saw? Whose choice was essential to saving everyone's lives on the ship? You can pick any of them, and you do save everyone, but this is a speedrun, so the life that we're going to save is going to be the one that we can do the fastest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's going to take us to Kronos Land. I think that's the official name of this place. And in Kronos Land, we are going to choose the first mate. So, in this cutscene that I'm going to skip, the first mate decides to report the captain and, like, stew on everything that went wrong and be sad and everything. And instead, we're going to get the first mate into action. Instead of doing that report, we're going to take him down to engineering, where he's going to help the engineers actually start working on an essential pipe that needs to be fixed before it breaks.
Nice.
And time is coming up. When the elevator gets to the bottom and we grab the hammer, that will be time. Or is it a wrench? It's something.
I think it's a wrench.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a tool. It's a special tool that we will use later.
Mm-hmm. But it's time, so.
And time is coming up. It is a hammer. Time is
Hammer?
coming up. Time.
Hey, look who's finally decided to grace our
Okay.
Me and the homies in the basement.
Yeah.
Swinging our hammers.
That was the last bit of gameplay. That was time. And Kronos has decided to reward us by taking us to what we were doing before Kronos gave us this grand mission, right before we died. So, since we were able to save the ship, we were just mushing with our doggos.
Yeah.
And as we were mushing with our doggos, the ice broke and we fell in. And with no one to save us, we died tragically in the ice. But since we saved everyone on board the Northwind nuclear icebreaker, there was someone there to save us before we fell to our icy grave.
Amazing. How beautiful.
Yes.
This is bonkers. I can't imagine processing this game emotionally in real time.
Grab my hand! Come on! Come on, grab! No! Come on!
It's honestly, like, it's one of my favorite horror games I've ever played. I'm so happy that I have played it. And truly, all the way through, I really wish more people knew about it, but it really did. It came out and almost was unlisted immediately, like almost immediately. And as a result, not a lot of people know about it. And to make things even more difficult, it's not optimized super well, so you have to have all these different things running to even get the game to be running properly. So huge barrier to entry for the game, but if you can get through that, God, it's such a treat of a survival horror game, and it's definitely become one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go and hang out with our new friends.
Cool.
And I think it's worth pointing out also that this game is unique in that there isn't a lot of boat horror.
Follow me.
True.
In general. And so if you like those types of experiences with close, cramped quarters, dark passageways, labyrinthian designs, this is a really cool game to play, especially casually.
Yeah.
And once more the forest
100%. I highly recommend it if you can get it working, if you can find it. You can find it on the SRC page where it can be downloaded. You can talk to any of the speedrunners. They'll be happy to help you set it up and everything. And it really is terrific. Highly recommend. But yeah, that is the run. So BigScared, thank you for joining me with commentary. And Jaypeg, thank you for being the most amazing host as you always are. And Lady Arcaders, thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, both of you. This has been a bizarre delight. I was not mentally ready for any of this, and I loved every second. Just as I love every second that I spend with both of you. Now, our wonderful Astrid, where can we find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv/AstridTheHorrorGirl. I play horror games and speedrun horror games.
And Big, where can we find you?
I live on the internet as BigScared, or I'm BigScared in most of the places. So, you can find me in most of the places as one of those two things.
Amazing. This has been unreal. I'm glad it ended with them being like, the dogs are fine, by the way. Like, they had a line that they refused to cross, and I respect that. But for the moment, y'all, we are gonna give Astrid's boundary-breaking fingers a break. And we're gonna go to a quick intermission before heading out. We'll have some things to say to you in just a minute. But thank you both again for being here. This has been just fantastic. This is so cool. So we will catch you all in just a second. Y'all, we have seen some things today. I feel like I have gone on 2 incredibly different emotional journeys, both involving horror games and both involving absolutely immaculate vibes. Seriously, first of all, with linear scene crime on Resident Evil, what like a lovely chill time, and then to take a wild dose of confusion on Cryostasis with Astrid and BigScared. Just seriously, I can't say enough. Thank you to all 4 of our lovely runners/commentators today. You are amazing, and we are so happy to have you. But if you like what we're doing here, you want to hear more about what Lady Arcaders is doing, and you're really vibing with this, we have some news for you. So the May edition of the Lady Arcaders newsletter came out today. This month's edition features an article written by Busy Gamer Bell about balancing parasocial relationships as a streamer, which is a really cool topic, as well as an interview with, guess what, AstridTheHorrorGirl about her speedrunning journey. So if you missed the monthly digest this time around, you can find a link to it on our website, as well as a form to sign up for the newsletter in the future, and you can type !newsletter in chat for that link. If you like what we're doing here and you want to join the squad, especially thinking behind the scenes, if you want to learn some new skills, make really cool things, help out behind the scenes, like I said, Lady Arcaders is currently looking for volunteers to help out with clip taking, video editing, and tech. So that's restreamers, tech checkers, stage managers, and you can type !volunteer in chat for a link to that application. And again, if you like what we're doing, you want to see what we're doing in the future, and maybe you want to do something yourself, we're trying to fill spots for June right now. So if you have a submission for an upcoming, you want to record a submission for an upcoming event, of which there are many as we're gearing up for summertime, or you just want to show something off, seriously, please join us. We'd love to have you. You can go to ladyarcaders.com/start, and you can type !AM in chat for those details. And if you loved everything here, but you just want to come back and watch, we will be back on Sunday, May 12th, when Jaracandra is going to be running any % in Dragon Quest XI. So she will complete the game in the shortest time possible, exploiting glitches, optimizing strategies. It's going to be a little bit of a longer showcase, which is great. So you're going to have those vibes all day. It is starting, for those of you that watch regularly, an hour earlier than usual. So this one is going to be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern instead of our regular 2 p.m. Eastern, because we've got so much content for you and we want you to see every bit of it. And if you're sticking around, you're watching Twitch for the rest of the night, I just want to say thank you so much. My name is Jaypeg. I have been your host. If you would like to hang out with me at any time, first of all, you can catch me in the Lady Arcaders Discord. You can catch me on Twitter at also Jaypeg, Jaypeg, or on Twitch at Jaypeg_exe. Any of those places, I'm usually hanging out. And with that, I have had an incredible time with each and every one of you. Thank you for letting me be your host and hanging out and memeing and clipping and doing everything. Y'all are delightful. We are going to go share the love with another member of the Lady Arcaders community, and that is going to be Kasaki, who is playing Bloodborne. So give our wonderful Kasaki some love, and I will see y'all later. Have a good night.